Hello everyone, we are Group 4 and we're going to teach you on how to write a position paper. So our learning objective is to prepare an outline for your position paper and write a position paper. Outlining your position paper, you can just start writing your introduction and continuing on. Organize your thoughts and ideas by writing an outline for your paper first. So when you're going to make a position paper, you have to make an outline first. You have to organize your ideas and thoughts and write an outline for your position paper. So let's start with the introduction. Introduction is the first part of your position paper. It should have the statement of the topic or issue that you're going to discuss, the background of the issue, and your position or your stand on the issue. You should include whether you agree or disagree, whether you are in favor or you're not in favor. Let's have an example number 1 for the introduction. Letter A. The use of mother tongue in teaching non-English subject is your uh, topic on the position paper. Letter B. Schools tend to teach other subjects in English on top of teaching English classes is the background of your issue. And letter C. Students' mother tongue should be used to teach non-English subject is your stand on the issue. 3. Don't worry if your outline section don't seem convincing enough to prove your argument. The main purpose of the outline is to help you organize your thoughts. So making an outline can help you organize your thoughts and organize your position paper.
Under the body, the major points should be your three main argument. Under the major point, the sub-points are for the discussion of the evidence you have collected that backs up your main argument. This suggested that you should organize your essay by first starting your major point, then presenting three main arguments that support it, then supporting evidence 2, supporting evidence 3. We decide to add a paragraph on talking about possible counter argument, then you should include it your outline as well. It is important to write an introduction that is attractive to readers, as this serves as your position paper's addition step.
Example number 2. Body. A. Their mother tongue comes naturally to children. Children learn faster in their mother tongue. Students are more comfortable in using their mother tongue. Recall and retention are easier in mother tongue. So, says here, this is the body of your position paper or the statement on the previous examples on the paragraph. If possible, try to have a reliable matching source for each of the subpoints you have in your main arguments. So basically, you need to try and have a reliable source for each of your subpoints you have in your main arguments. You need not cite them in your outline right away, but make sure that when you write a subpoint, it is coming from a reliable source you already have. These sources come from the books, internet, and past theses. These are valid. Outlining your position paper. The conclusion is the shortest and most straightforward part of your position paper. And so its outline is also the easiest to write. The conclusion is restates your thesis or position and then provides a plan of action without offering new information.
Conclusion. A. The statement of your position. A statement of your position refers to the act of saying something again or in a different way. B. Propose a plan of action. Propose a plan of action is a meticulously structured strategy that is pinpoints specific tasks and resources vital to turning a goal into a reality. Tips on writing a position paper. Once you have an outline ready, you may now begin writing your position paper. When writing a position paper, there are a number of things that will be useful to keep in mind.
Tips on writing a position paper. Introduction. So the introduction will most likely be the first thing that readers will read. So you have to make sure that you include in the introduction the statement of the topic and your stand on it, because the introduction will determine if your readers will continue to the next parts of your paper, or if they will stop and dismiss it entirely.
It is important to write an introduction that is attractive to readers as this since has your position paper attraction step.
Make use of suspense so that your readers will want to continue to the body. It will serve as hook for your readers. Try to build suspense in your introduction and then top it off by stating your thesis statement. Example 1. It is a common occurrence in many schools in the Philippines that most of their subjects are taught in English. Subjects like mathematics, science, world history, and more are taught in English. On top of that, a subject dedicated to English is also taught. Presumably, it is their English classes that students are taught how to become better at using the English language. Yet many students continue to struggle with learning about subjects like math and science in a language that they are also currently still trying to master. So students should be given the option to take non-English subject in their mother tongue. Body. It's the best start your paragraph with good topic sentence. So you start your paragraphs with good topic sentence. The topic sentence is short introduction to an idea that you will discuss in the paragraph. So the introduction, you should discuss in that paragraph. A good topic sentence is one that can explain to the reader what arguments and evidence that they can expect from the rest of the paragraph.
Back up the main idea with solid evidence. The evidence is key as it helps the reader understand your points. Make sure you never make sure never to present the evidence without explaining it and linking it back to the claim and your main idea. So if you're going to write the body of your position paper, you should use facts, statistics, or expert opinions to strengthen your argument. Don't just drop in facts, explain how they support your main point, and connect your evidence to your main idea to show how it proves your point. So you are free to use quotations in your position paper. However, remember that quotations can never stand on their own. You still have to explain its significance to the paper you are writing. So you are free to use quotations, but make sure that you state its connection to your argument. So let's read the example 2 for the body. One of the benefits to using children's mother tongue as the language of instruction is that this is what comes more naturally to them, and this is apparent in a number of ways. For one, children tend to learn faster when using their mother tongue. So it says here that using mother's tongue is a benefit when teaching, because children tend to learn faster when using their mother tongue because it comes to them more naturally.
A study by Dr. Elizabeth Kayanan found that children learn how to read, write, and speak at a much quicker rate if taught in their mother's tongue, 2013. Especially if taught at an early age. Children become expert at these skills earlier in life when they focus on use of their mother's tongue.
Moreover, when students are allowed to use their mother tongue more freely in school, they can also become more confident in speaking and reciting in class. A paper by Dr. Laura Santos shows that students who are unfamiliar with English but are being forced to use the language in their other classes tend not to recite at all because they are not sure how to phrase their answers.
Meanwhile, students using their mother's tongue can be more express their answers and opinions. 2015. An additional study by Dr. Kayanan in 2014 also showed that students retain and recall information from other subjects better when it's taught in their mother's tongue. For example, mathematical concepts explained in their mother's tongue are less intimidating to students and are therefore easier to understand and remember. 2014.
Topic sentence of your paragraph on counterpoint should introduce the counterpoint that you wish to refute. Establish it as the counterpoint, then make it clear that you're against the idea. So if we're going to address the counter argument, make sure that to state it, then state why you disagree with it. So let's have here our example number 3. Some might argue that there are many children in the Philippines whose first language is English. That would mean they are already more proficient in using English. That is why it is important that teaching subjects in mother tongue begin as early as preschool.
Conclusion. Your conclusion should contain a restatement of your thesis statement and a plan of action. Says here, every conclusion should contain a restatement or uh, to a restatement to clear the reader's mind of the words that they don't understand or to understand the word more from the thesis statement. And it should contain always the conclusion should always contain a plan of action and restatement. You can also add a summary of your main points after restating your thesis. Adding a summary for your main points after restating your thesis can help the readers if they were able to fully grasp all the arguments in your paper. It can help the readers check if they were able to fully grasp all the arguments in your paper. So basically, a conclusion should have a restatement or a clear understanding of the complicated words that your thesis has so the readers can understand fully all the arguments in your paper. We have here an example. Example 4. To conclude, non-English classes being taught in the student's mother tongue can improve the quality of education in the country. Studies have shown that their mother tongue comes more naturally to students and being taught in their mother tongue lessens their academic workload. Furthermore, mastering their mother tongue first can help them learn more languages later on, so more schools should consider teaching subjects in the student's mother tongue, especially in the preschool and middle school levels. So here, we have the conclusion of the statement. The conclusion is mastering their mother tongue first can help them learn more languages later on. So more schools should consider teaching subjects in the student's mother tongue, especially in preschool and middle school levels. That is your conclusion. And your plan of action is studies have shown their mother tongue comes more naturally to students, and being taught in their mother tongue lessens their academic workload.
As a summary, these are the things you need to remember. Before writing a position paper, you should first prepare an outline, the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. The introduction of your paper should be able to attract the readers to read the rest of your paper. The introduction should have the statement of the topic, the background of the issue, and your stand on the issue that you're going to discuss. The body of your paper should have your main arguments that are backed up by credible evidence. Your body should have the arguments that you're uh, going to discuss and back up by credible evidence. You should state your thesis statement and summarize your main points. So the conclusion should have the restatement of your thesis statement and the summarize of your main points. That's all. Thank you for listening.